When it comes to diversity and inclusion in the workplace, the negatives from AI have been presented, that there could be more bias that's entrenched in algorithms. But there's also a view that perhaps you can just set quotas, you can set numbers to try and hit on targets on diversity. How do you think about the numbers you're presenting today and what impact AI is going to have?
Well, I would say AI applied in the right way should have a positive impact, because if you do AI without bias, everybody has equal opportunity to get to a certain job, to get to the interview, etc. So I think if applied well, and that's a big, big if, because there are many risks, of course, in applying AI, but it should work in a positive way, in my view.
Sander, I believe I work for a very inclusive company, but no company is perfect, not even NBC Universal as well. What are the best-in-class companies doing to be inclusive, not only over people's sexuality, but also over their age, over their gender, over a whole host of issues as well? What are the best-in-class doing? What are the worst companies not doing?
Yeah, I would say the best in class are, first of all, the tone from the top, Steve. That's really important. What does leadership say? Is that supported by the employees? And are they walking the talk? And are they walking the talk not just during Pride, but throughout the year? So I think that's really number one. Then it's all about, I always say, policies, making sure you got the technicalities right, the benefits, the selection process, all those things that you need to take care of to make sure there's no bias in the system and that there's really an inclusive environment. Then last but not least, I would say activate the grassroots, employee resource groups, women's networks, LGBT networks, senior networks, if you will, black networks. So those networks, they have a very important role to play. First of all, in connecting various groups to each other, but also in keeping leadership in the organization sharp in terms of, what are we looking for, what does good look like, and how can we progress as an organization.
Sander, we've got about a minute or so left on the programme.
Right.
Is this about creating ecosystems of companies as well that are doing the right thing? Because I notice you're talking about individual companies here, but obviously no company works as an island and no employee just works at one company throughout their career as well. Is this about the ecosystem rather than just the individual companies?
It's about both, but the ecosystem with organizations such as Out and Equal, where I was on the board for a while, and Workplace Pride, they connect companies to share best practices about LGBTI inclusion. So those ecosystems are absolutely important.